Oh, it's bright. It's bright out here. Hey guys, FRS Guy here. Today's oil change day, and we're going to do a couple of things that we've been needing to do with the car. But yeah, definitely change the oil. I think it's time for its spring bath, and we're going to keep running around. We were actually out cruising last night, running, like not really cruising, but running errands with the car and finding reasons to go places. But we had to do actually a couple things, so it worked out good. We got our errands done, got out with the car. It was kind of like Wisconsin spring. There was a lot of cars out. We got to play around a lot. The supercharger's working pretty good. It's definitely holding its own. We had a couple challenges, and nobody wanted to do a rematch, and I don't think I ever had to go past half throttle. So one time I think we had to do a race against the SR8 Jeep, and had to get out pretty good in first gear. We were spinning the wheels, but we obviously covered them, and he didn't want any more of that after that. He thought he was going to sneak past me, and didn't work out. But so the car is running really good. Obviously, it's a lot quicker than before. I don't know what my estimate right now is on 90 on pump gas. Maybe it's a 13 flat car, is what I'm feeling. High 12 second, 13 flat, something like that. Low 13 in that range. So I'm thinking 13 flat range is where we're at. According to the calculators, it should be able to run high 12s to mid 12s right now. I don't know if it's quite running that quick, but definitely the 13-second cars are having problems. These V8 cars don't want a second taste right now, so that's kind of what we were going for with the supercharger, to eliminate all those older V8 cars, which I think it definitely can handle itself against any of those older V8s for sure. They are in trouble. So yeah, let's change the oil and do that stuff. Hey guys, alright, so yeah, it's oil change day, and I use the good stuff. You have to, if you're hard on your car, use better oil. I used to build engines and rebuild them, and when you take them apart, you can tell the difference between using cheap oil and good oil. Now, everyone who's not an expert claims you can use any oil you want. That Mobil 1 is awesome, and Mobil 1's okay. But if you're really getting after it, you probably have to go a level better than Mobil 1. Mobil 1 is great for getting the groceries and light performance, but this motor, we're going to be revving her 77500. I want the good stuff. And it's a light oil. When you're running 20 weight oil, that's not very much oil, okay, for lubrication. So you have to run the best oil you can. Now with the supercharger, I'm going to go to a mix 50-50. I don't want to go to straight 30 weight yet. So I'm going to mix the 3 quarts of each to start off, and hopefully that's enough where I don't need a oil cooler for what I'm doing for street use and drag racing and stuff. Hopefully that's enough to keep it cool where I don't need a oil cooler. I don't mind having an oil cooler, but then when you have an oil cooler, it's in front of your radiators, which heats up your coolant, and it's going to heat up the supercharger, so you don't want that. I want maximum cooling for my radiators, but if you add another radiator there, now you're blocking more airflow, and you're heating up the air before it gets to your other radiators, so you're adding more heat. Every time you add a cooler, you're adding more and more heat. So if I go to a cooler, it won't be an extra one, it'll be the Jackson Racing replacement radiator with the oil cooler integrated into it. That's $800, and it's more weight. But it's on the list. If I need it, I need it. If I don't, if I can get away without it, I can. Also going to the supercharger, adding 100 plus horsepower, so you need thicker oil for better lubrication. Okay, so I'm starting with a mix of 30 and 20. If that's not enough, I'll go to the straight 0-30. If that's not enough, I'm going to have to get oil cooler. So I'll have to upgrade my radiator. But right now I think that because I've improved the cooling, I'm actually improving the airflow through the radiator probably by 50%. So even though I've added the radiator for the supercharger, I've actually increased the flow through the whole radiator by 50%. So I should have a lot more cooling. I've opened up some air to escape, and with a little bit thicker oil, hopefully this is good enough. Some other little things, I'm trying the K&N filter. I do like my Royal Purple and AMSOIL type filters, but it seems like the quality is very good, but they're what would be the word? I don't know. But they come in, there's like a little bit of surface rust on them and things. They don't take the care to maintain it. Like when they build those, they should spray those with a light coat of oil so they don't rust. Or maybe because they sit on the shelf for so long, because they're expensive. Maybe they sit for so long that they get rusty. I don't know what the excuse is, but I don't like it. The K&N is high quality and it's less money, so I'm giving it a try. I guess if I'm happy with it. I don't like the looks of it. I like the Royal Purple one, looks the best, but it is what it is. I wanted a new cap, get a nice new clean cap, and I broke my dipstick, so I have my new dipstick. So yeah, we're going to do that stuff. I'm not going to do a video on changing the oil. You guys know how to do that. You guys don't need to watch me doing it. But yeah, get the good stuff. Get the good oil. It's expensive, but for my summer car, it gets the good stuff. If you want to beat on it and you don't want it to break, these motors are known to break rods. So you have to improve the oil. And I don't think just cooling it is quite enough. You need better oil when you make more horsepower. NASCAR's not running around the track with 20 weight oil. Okay? They're probably running a 2050 or 1050, 550. I don't even think they use a 40 weight. So, but that's NASCAR, so they're running a lot more endurance than we are. But it tells you that high performance engines need thicker oil. Now, if this is a drag motor and you're going to tear it down and rebuild it, heck, you run the 20 weight. In fact, run reduced. You could probably run 4 or 5 quarts instead of 6. Reduce the oil in there to reduce the windage and pick up another couple of horsepower. You're going to rebuild the motor anyway, so who cares if it starves a little bit? But we're not. This is a street car, so it's got to last. This car's got to last me another 30,000, 40,000 miles, so we're going to use the good stuff. We're going to thicken it up a little bit. That's going to change your cam timing, which I already know, so hopefully it's going to advance it. I didn't over-advance it the last time when I was tuning, because when I went to the thicker, I knew it would go to thicker oil, it advanced the cams just a little bit, so we should be right spot on for that. So it shouldn't be really a tune adjustment. So we're going to try it out, and then I guess in a couple months or whatever, after a month of testing, we'll let you know. That's it. Subscribe, like, and share to keep it coming. Thanks. Bye.